Hi guys, I'm David with Media Unlocked, and today we're going to talk about the PerGear CF Express A cards. Now, I ordered both of these off Amazon about a month and a half ago. They run about $200 for a 260 byte CF Express A card from them, which is actually probably the cheapest that you can get a CF Express A card at this size. Now, when I originally had planned to put this video together, I wasn't going to say a lot of positive things about these cards specifically because I had some major issues. So we're going to talk a little bit about my history with them over the last month, working with their customer service, and kind of how things were rectified. So one of the issues that I had with these cards is when I put both cards into my Sony FX3 and I wanted to record them simultaneously. So mainly I wanted the footage like what we're shooting right now. I wanted it to go on both cards at the same exact time. And when I was shooting with the XAVC SI, which is the highest quality internally that the FX3 does, what would happen is you get, and if I shot it in 60p S&Q or 120p S&Q at the XAVC SI, right? What would happen is about 20 or 30 seconds in, it would just stop recording. It just wouldn't work whatsoever. So I reached out to PerGear. We went back and forth. I sent them some video showing the issue that I was having. They tried to figure out the answer. They could not come up with an answer for me whatsoever. They did offer to replace the cards because they do believe that the cards worked fast enough that they should not have that issue. As they say, they weren't having the issue on their end as well. They offered to refund me the money. I'd send the cards back. They'd give me my money back. So the customer service was phenomenal. Now, I did all this through Instagram, so I reached out to them on Instagram. They were great going back and forth, but I was not going to be talking very highly of these cards because at this price, it does seem really cheap. And, you know, I had this issue where I couldn't record 120 or 60p in S&Q at the highest quality that the FX3 did internally. And so, like I said, I was a little worried, wasn't going to give them the greatest review ever. However, I don't know if it's the update that I did with the FX3 or something with these cards just decided to start working. So one day, I just decided I wasn't paying attention. I had the camera set up for simultaneous recording. I was in 120 and realized it no longer was just stop recording after 30 seconds. It actually seemed that I was able to do both these 260 gig cards at the same exact time at 120 S&Q, right? And it wouldn't stop recording. So the major problem that I had with these cards seem to have gone away. Now, I will say I never had any issues if I was just doing a single, so if I was just recording to a single card and then as soon as that card filled up, it would jump to the next card. I did not have any issues with that. It was only when I was trying to record footage to both cards at once. And that problem seems to have just stopped. It doesn't seem to be a problem whatsoever anymore. And I don't exactly know why or what I did. I made sure all my settings were the same as they were originally. So I'm kind of in this weird boat here. The cards are really cheap. I haven't had any other issues with them, and I haven't had any issues since this problem seems to have gone away. So I don't know if it was something with the FX3 in these cards, that when I updated to the newest, I think 4.0 firmware, that fixed it, or the cards needed to be used a handful of times and they just worked in. I don't know. They couldn't figure out the issue. I had the issue, then I didn't have the issue. It was just completely gone. So I've been pretty happy with these cards, actually, since that issue's gone, because that was my major issue with it. And I did some other tests with them. So I have the Delkin 160, they're like 160 gigabyte black. They're black cards, which are really, really nice, which are I think $300 for 160 gigabyte, where these are $200 for a 260. And so what I did is I took a project, right? It had 97 gigabytes in it. And I took the footage off of the PerGear cards and the Delkin card. I took it off and put it onto the computer, then I put it back onto the card. And surprisingly, these cards were faster than the Delkin cards, which really surprised me. So taking it from the card reader onto the computer, onto my hard drive, it took 8 minutes and 20 seconds to move 97 gigabytes. With the Delkin, it took me 9 minutes and 25 seconds. So this was over a minute faster in transferring footage from the card onto my external SSD on my laptop. Now, moving it from the card, or moving it from the SSD back onto the card, it was 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And with the Delkins, it was 4 minutes and 44 seconds. So it was about 4 seconds faster to take it off the SSD and put it back onto the card. So the two type of CF Express A cards that I have are these PerGear cards, 260 gigabytes, and the Delkin 160 black cards. And these actually technically outperformed them. They were faster, and I was actually quite impressed. So, what originally started out as a very negative review for PerGear has turned into something more positive. And that they were great. That's the one thing I want to say that really impressed me is how good their customer service was. That they got back to me. Now, granted, they know that I have this YouTube channel, and they know that I wasn't going to give them the best review because we couldn't figure out the issue. So they might have been a little more proactive in trying to help me out and figure out the issue because they did not want a bad review. But I'd like to think that they'd give that same customer service to anybody and trying to figure out what's going on, offering that replacement, giving a refund if need be. I would buy these cards again. I would love it if they'd send me out some more cards to use, just because, you know, these things are so expensive. And it looked like Sony was going down this CF Express A route, but now some of their new cameras are having the B, which the B-type cards are faster and they're cheaper. These are slower and more expensive, so it kind of sucks for us that have to use the Express A cards. And when you record simultaneously, you run through footage like crazy. So like I cannot get through a whole 8-hour wedding day without having to back up stuff, format, and move on and hope that nothing gets lost, right? So I definitely need to order some more cards because I have these two 260s and the two 160s that Dell can put out. So you definitely need quite a few of those C Express A cards if you're doing a lot of recording like shooting a wedding. So again, I've been really, really happy with the customer service. The issue that I did originally have, and I don't know if anybody else has had that issue with these cards, is that they would not record simultaneously when I first got them. But again, that problem has been completely fixed, and they seem to work just fine. I don't have any issues with them, and they haven't failed me whatsoever. So I'm going to go with a recommendation. If you want a cheaper CF Express card, then I would totally look at these as an option, because these are the cheapest. These are the best bang for your buck. They're only on Amazon and eBay, and then you can order them through their website. So like B&H and Adorama doesn't have them on their website. I don't know if they'll pick them up as a brand or not. But you can get them off Amazon. And I think the first time that you buy them off of Amazon, you get like a discount for the first one that you bought. I want to say I might have paid $180 for the 260. Like it's the cheapest that is offered out there for the CF Express A cards, which again, for something like the Sony FX3, if you don't have the CF Express A cards, then guess what? You cannot shoot at the highest internal resolution. And the only way to get like better resolution is like the Atomos Ninja monitor that I use, plugging in the hard drive and recording the 16-bit RAW out of the FX3, which takes up a ridiculous amount of footage if you shoot in that ProRes RAW. So again, I would recommend these. They are the cheapest ones out there, and you guys should go check them out. Tell me what you think. I'd love to get some comments of other people that might have used them. Been pretty happy with them, other than that one small hiccup that seems to have just decided to not be a problem anymore, and I don't really know why. Maybe it's going to come back. But as of right now, I can record simultaneously at the highest quality at 120 frames per second without any loss, without it just dropping. I mean, literally, when we originally had that issue, it would just stop recording 20 seconds in. So yeah, if you guys got any questions, anything like that, leave a comment down below, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. PerGear, if you see this video, we'd love some more cards. We're happy with what you've provided. Even though I bought these, if you want to send some out to me, I'd love to have some more. I'd love to try those 500 gig cards that you guys got going on out there. But as always, guys, we'll leave a link at the end of the video. So if you guys want to go check them out, it does help us out. We'll put an Amazon link in there. We'll catch you next time. Let's go.